Hello, and welcome. You have entered Crowned and in Control with Goddess Chrystal, episode 1, day 1. Okay? Welcome. So, in case you didn't catch that in the beginning, my name is Goddess Chrystal. The Rue is short for Richard, but that's another story on another day. You can refer to me as Goddess Crystal Rue, or Goddess, or Mistress, or Miss Crystal. But Goddess is definitely preferred. I am a dominatrix, mother, teacher, learner, a healer after I break you down to grow you stronger. A limit pusher consensually, but rest assured, I know all of your limits and I know how to push them. Okay? Okay. So today I decided, Crystal, why the fuck not just start a podcast? It's simple. You have such a sensual voice. You get to put yourself out there for those who don't know you or don't know your voice. Because I have plenty of content, but I don't think I'm talking much. So, in this introduction, we're gonna just go over a couple of things of what you were looking forward to in my future podcasts, such as the purpose of me creating Crown and in Control, a little bit of what to expect from Crown and in Control, and what better way to tell you a bit about my own personal journey as a dominatrix than with my own podcast. So, back to where it all began, right? The creation of Goddess Crystal Rue. It all began in 2022. I was sitting on my bestie's couch. I will never forget the day. It lives rent free in my head. She approached me and she was just like, out of the blue, why aren't you a dominatrix? I mean, you're mean enough. And I'll never forget that day. It caught me by surprise. First of all, because I didn't think she thought of me as mean. And secondly, like, ma'am, we're sitting here studying for a massage test on the anatomy of the body. What do you mean, dominatrix? And that's a whole nother thing I can go on about forever. However, I will not, at least not today, because while I am a goddess, that does not mean I may not be on the spectrum, okay? Because my focus sometimes is, yeah, it can be all over the place, but I get to the point. So, back on point of my purpose and personal journey being a dominatrix was when I decided to fully embrace this path. Okay. That day would be, or where I thought actually the day would be of where I first embraced my path as a dominatrix and solidified that yes, this is the role for me. This is my purpose here on earth. Was my first session with my bestie. I was just along for the ride, her plus one. She was like, "Hey, you want to come to my session?" I was like, "Sure. You already told me about it a little bit. Let me dive in and see what this is about." Mind you, I had not one dominatrix outfit. When I showed up to her house, thinking I had packed correctly, I was deeply mistaken. Okay. I had packed not so much the right attire, but it's okay. Because she had some spare outfits and she got your goddess right. So dominatrix outfit. That's when I first learned the importance of dominatrix outfits, okay? Because they represent you and what you stand for, and it just feels way better when you can try them out and love them yourself. Now, I love the outfit, but compared to what she was wearing, I definitely would say I look like a newbie dom. Okay? I'll admit it. I look like a newbie. Day one, tag along session with her. But whatever. That wasn't the point. Back on purpose. Back on focus, you guys. Um, the day I embraced it, I will remember it. So I remember everything clearly, like all of the highlights of my of this roller coaster into being a dominatrix. Trust me, it just all lives rent free. It's amazing over here. But the day I embraced it was the day when I was nervous AF alongside her with her in her session. Of course, you can't show it. That the sub doesn't need to know it. I wasn't nervous of his small white ass. I was more nervous because I'm with a professional dominatrix and she is looking and is confident and all of this yum yum ebony goddess. And I'm just a day one newbie who you just asked, do I want to be a dominatrix? Like a month ago. Okay. But when she handed me that dildo, and I was like, actually, no, it was a butt plug. It was a butt plug. And I was like, the fuck, what am I going to do with this? Like, I had to talk. I had to talk. I was talking the talk. But when it was time to walk the walk for the very first time, well, that butt plug, needless to say, I wanted to put it down and walk away. Not because I was disgusted, but I was like, how am I going to get it in there and who's going to get it out? Like, what if I break something or I don't know? I don't know. Granted, mind you, the submissive is on the table. Booty balls naked. He is her loyal sub. It was all consensual. She had previously discussed this with him that he gets the luxury of two goddesses in a session. So confidence was there, all time high. But when it was time to put that dildo, the butt plug in, I wasn't ready. So, of course, still, goddesses always keep our composure, keep our crown in control because she kept a very straight face as she kept pushing the dildo in my hand, the butt plug. I don't know why I'm so obsessed on calling this thing a dildo. It was a butt plug. Yeah. So she hands me the butt plug, and I was ready to. You know what? I was like, forget it. I have to do it. And you know what? In the words of Nike, just do it. I'm gonna do it. I get ready to ram this butt plug in his ass. Mind you, I never seen her move so fucking quick when she snatched that butt plug out of my hand and was like, whoa, you gotta brace him first. Did she say this out loud? No. But she definitely gave me the eye and was like, if you damage my property, I'm gonna fuck you up. And I was like, noted. So, no, it's not as simple as just shoving a butt plug in your submissive or anybody's booty hole. Okay? You gotta prep them first. You gotta prep them for things like that. Okay? Foreplay is necessary. Another conversation we'll get into on how to properly insert the butt plug on a future day. But yeah, so that's where I decided to fully embrace it after learning that butt plugs are actually not scary. They're very fun because once you master butt plugs, you get to have fun with dildos and pegging will always be a full-time blast, okay? Wonderful. And yes, that's where my personal journey began. And where day one of real time knowledge works, the rules, the regulations, safety, always the highmost of importance, consent, definitely the highest of importance, and finding someone who will be willing and have patience to teach you and teach you correctly. Yes, that's what I learned in the beginning stages of my personal journey. The next thing I would say that I learned as I became a dominatrix, became a dominatrix, that sounds funny, as I embrace the path of dominatrices. Not a word, if it is, it's my word now. But the next thing I learned was having a community inside of the world of BDSM and feeling like you have a sense of purpose and belonging. Now, let me let me. I entered the BDSM community as a pro dom. The number one thing that I would say, I'm not going to say the hardest to enter the BDSM community as, but you definitely, I definitely, I can't speak for everybody, feel like I had got a very mixed reaction when I got on the scene. The scene of FetLife, if I want to be specific. I do love it over there on FetLife, but there are days where the BDSM community does not seem like all fam in the club. Okay? It's not everywhere, but there are a good bit of days where the community, you're not fam, or you at least don't feel like fam in the club, but that's okay because you are fam. We're just that fam who's real fam. Not everybody will get along, but when it's time to come together, we come together. And it's beautiful. And you'll love it. And you'll learn to carve out your own little section of fam in the club of BDSM. Like I am carving out my own Moms in Kink. Let me tell you why I thought of Moms in Kink and carving out my own little section of club in the fam of BDSM. When I first came across Eva O's podcast, um, research is very important, very, very important. Getting your knowledge is very important if you're going to be a dominatrix, especially of the goddess level, because I feel like goddesses know it all. And if we don't, we do, because we know we did the research. We've been here before. We've done it. I've done it. Okay. That's why our prices are so high, because we did the knowledge, we did the work, we put in the practice. And it's deeper than just the practice and the knowledge. It's the naturalness. But goddess and the importance and why I claim that honorific will be discussed later. Different same podcast, different show. But yes, back to it. When I came across Eva O, dominatrixes who got it together and they give a fuck. Yes, it would definitely be Eva O up there. I was listening to her podcast and I heard her mention something about either being a mom or her kids. I can't fully remember the exact words, but just know when I heard she was a mom, I have never been so excited in my fucking life. I really didn't think there were other moms out here who are a dominatrix and whatnot. I really, 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 mind you, this is like 6 months in of me starting my journey where I came across another dominatrix who has kids. Like, I thought it was foreign. And this is the year 2022. Okay. Um, I know it sounds crazy, but okay, that's why I said in the club, we may all be fam, but it doesn't feel like it. And that's okay because I definitely didn't broadcast that I have kids all over the internet. I still won't. Okay. It's not kids are off limits, period. That's on period. But to feel alone in a community was crazy because there's not really a safe place, I would say, for moms to connect and talk about their long session with other people they can relate to without occasionally feeling judged, because people have a different stigma on that, moms and dominatrix and sex work. But that's what Moms in Kink is for. A safe place for moms to talk about it, judgment free. Well, I learned a new thing recently that everybody's going to judge, but in Moms in Kink, we're not going to condemn. That's for sure. Because at the end of the day, The day's gotta end, and we're all human, and it's nice to feel accepted. And just know, and moms and keeks, mama girl, I see what you're doing. I'm proud of you, and come join us and relax. Okay. Yes, personal journeys. The next thing I learned from and listening to her amazing podcast was that how she separates and balances her dominatrix side and her mom side. She doesn't go too much into it. I don't go too much into mine. Just know that I'm doing a damn thing, and the damn thing's getting done, and my kids are safe, and myself know how to fucking listen, and I know how to vet them out, and the importance of vetting, and the even more importance of vetting if you're a mom, because don't do dumb shit. Don't do it. Okay? Yeah, but I will go off on another. I will just talk about anything all day. That's probably why I really created this podcast, because I am 16 minutes in and I am still on my personal journey. So thank you. Good job to the beta boys or submissives of whomever of lower status who's listening. Good job for keeping up. And to my other girls, ladies, whomever is listening, good job on following, because yeah, I feel like I'm all over the place. And if I'm not, then good job for me. But the purpose of this podcast, future shows, because this is day one, is to educate others, provide support if you haven't caught on to that, create a safe place for open dialogue about BDSM, complexities of balancing life as a dominant and a mother, along with other random things, like more about me and how I struggle to stay in topic, but it doesn't matter because my sessions are always fire. Okay. Haven't had a complaint yet. I have had some non-returners though, but it was always financial reasons. I guess I'm just too expensive. One or the other. Boo hoo. Save up. Get it together. I don't know. That's your problem, not mine. But yeah. So, purpose of this podcast though is not the money, surprisingly, even though it does play a factor. I am a fucking pro Dom. I do have a fin Dom side, but honestly, I think a pro Dom and a fin Dom, that is also going to be one of my future storylines of my show, because there is a difference. There is a difference. Financial domination, femdom. I'm definitely more of a femdom over findom. Okay, findom is just another story for another podcast day. This is day one, and the purpose of my podcast is to focus more so on femdom, female domination. I have my fandom fun with my loyalties, who know who they are. And if you're not one yet, then I suggest you do better. But yes, the purpose of my podcast, honestly, is because people suck. Yeah, people suck. But I like to use my voice. My voice is not here to be kept within. No, I have a message. I have something to say. And I know there are those out there who have something to hear, need something to hear. And that is my truth. As a goddess, my goal is to get you through the dark, you know? For you listening to know that I get it and you're here because you want to get it. Or you at least need to know that you're not alone, and you're not. Even if I have to drag you through the dark, I will. Just know I'm a fucking sadist, okay? Heavy on the sensual, even heavier on the sadist. I don't mind dragging you through the dark. I got dragged through the dark and that shit was wild. But I'm also a masochist, so that shit was fun. Okay? So I will drag you through the dark and we're going to have just as much fun while you learn to rely on yourself. And that's for you, other goddesses, doms, mysteries, mamas, all of you. You submissives, beta boys, all you that's listening in. I'm here to drag you through the dark too, but you're also going to hold my bags. Or at least pay for like me some fancy wheels while we while you follow me and I lead you through your darkness and you enjoy mine and I enjoy yours and it's a great time. I don't always want your fucking darkness though, okay? Plot twist. I don't. I have my days. I don't give a damn. And yes, that will be a future episode of things Goddess Chrystal does not give a damn about. Starting with random pictures of your raggedy white pasty ass cheeks. Stop sending me that shit, you white losers. Okay? Okay. So, what to expect other than of me rambling on and on? I'll be rambling with a purpose, such as me in my box of chocolate things, because I am like a box of chocolates. In the future episodes, I want to talk about exploring kinks, my personal insights, possibly featuring the person who got me started as a dominatrix. The more I think about it, the more like looking back in my childhood lives, I do believe it was meant for me just to be a dominatrix. Like, not forever, but always been a goddess, but a dominatrix, goddess, paired together, amazing. Because I was definitely the weird kid back in school, biting people and pinching nipples. Another story for another day on the podcast of Crowned and in Control. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed listening. If you were able to follow along and you still have other questions or topics you want to hear about, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Give me some suggestions, even you, little simpy who made it to the end of this. You may just get a lucky subs can speak episode one day on the podcast of Crowned and in Control. I may let you subs have your little glory day because subs can speak. Like, no shade or nothing to them, and that's why I love consensual, and I do love consensual non-consensual because yeah, mind fuck. But they be having some little good ideas every once in a while. Every blue submissive be have a little bit of smarts and things to have to offer. But yeah, have a good rest of your night, lovelies, and can't wait to have you following along with me next time on Crowned and in Control.